Okay guys, just a quick run through of our elementary room. Let's give it a crack. I'll try and do this nice and quickly. In the evening, this is an awesome room to have done because you get a very nice ambient light and effect, which really makes the room stand out, which is fantastic. So the first thing you'll find is this little note here. And I'll try and do this all nice and quickly and one-handed. And the note reads, "You think you are so clever, but look, you have met your match with me. Some say I am underhanded, and the tactics I use are evil. I draw strength from this criticism, and because of this, you will never defeat me, for riddles are the key. Professor Rebus." And once you finish scouting the room and looking around, there's a particular cipher with patches cut out of it that you need to lay on this message from Professor Rebus. If you get it lined up correctly, it says, "Look under the drawer for the key." Many people found this key just if you're looking for things under drawers and things like that. So attached to the bottom of the drawer is the key, magnetically hidden. Once you have this key, then you can get into what we started calling the Rebus box. Now this box looks pretty innocuous and unassuming, but once you open this up, there was yet another riddle to be had. The game is afoot. What did you expect? Open the liquor cabinet. How good are your lock-picking skills? Maybe you don't need them. Again, signed and sealed, Professor Rebus. So you get faced with a few rather oversized lockpicks, to which, let's put this key in here. If you were to proceed to the liquor cabinet, you would find that they are all massively too big for this lock. The secret to this puzzle is in fact to take the straight and strong lockpick and insert it into the front of this box here. Now many people have wiggled it free, but the way the mechanism is set up is just to push inwards or push the drawer outwards, allowing you to retrieve the key for the liquor cabinet. Now, once you've unlocked the liquor cabinet, you're faced with another riddle of Professor's hiding under the trophy. A riddle which reads, "To really use this room, set a drink for two, stay seated for one. Which one you decide. Then you can slide across to the other side. Push to uncover my secrets." Inside at the bottom, there are 3 Rebus puzzle cards, which if used correctly, will give you the words of what you're supposed to place in these 3 spots. We have, I'll get some better light, playing jacks and a bee, an hourglass minus an hour, and another hourglass minus an hour, which calculates to nothing mathematical, as some people thought, but in fact just hourglass minus the word hour is glass. Many people just figured out purely by the magnets stowed in the bottom of these glasses that in fact you did have to place them in here, but we saw all manner of different methodology, and the Jack and B is reference to Jack Daniels and honey. Liquor, yum yum. So once you had them placed in, it's a little bit hard to see there, I'll grab the torch that is located in this drawer. Why would we need a torch? We'll find out soon. So there were markings not only for the cards for placing them back, but also for the shapes that you needed to align your pieces up with. Once they were placed, it then suggested that you should take a seat, which one you decide. It was this one here, next to the window. And when one sat on this, the light would come on, and you sat off, go off. So the trick here was to utilize a second person to Let me bring my chair closer. Slide the bookshelf. Now, for this next bit, I do indeed have the light on in the other room because it would have been very dark, and it's the first time in over a year that I've actually turned the lights back on in this room. So then you travel through to the second room, which once you're in, you're faced with a few different things. This puzzle on the wall, this text on the wall, which we'll read in a second, and the words, "You will fail." Looks a little bit like a mental asylum. We just had some basic boarding up of the window there to keep it dark in here during the day. And these 3 wheels with the letters all on them. Now, if you read this, you wouldn't read about it. You've come this far. First time lucky, dealing with me, the professor. What's in a name anyway? Is the Baron even who he says he is? If you have a look, you'll notice that certain words are in capital letters only. Read first name. And these names, Crom, Varley and Peters. And again, I heard many people, besides Peters, say the name Chrome and Valley, Varley, different ways of saying it. They appear back here in the first room. One here, Drinking Habits of the Gentleman, written by James D. Varley. Got another one here, it's starting to get a little bit worn. Thankfully this room's now decommissioned. Edgar Crom. And sometimes we'd hide it, sometimes we wouldn't. We make it a bit more obvious. You also get I. Peters. There were also a few red herrings. Painting by numbers. The story of Smith and Varley. The name appears as a title, not as the author. And Peter and the Fox, again, if I get out of the shadow, name in the title, not from the author. So the key here was to take the letter for Varley as the small circle, Crom for the medium circle, and Peters for the large circle, which works out to be the letters E, I, and J. Once you did this, it's going to be a bit hard to see here because of the light. Let me see if I can just hit that light for you. We'll illuminate the numbers 7, 5, 3. Turn this light back on. Now remember, this was always dark for the players. They had to use their torch, so that light illuminated quite well. Then with those 3 numbers, they could come back to here and insert them into this padlock. 753. The padlock would open, revealing a phone. Now the phone is a basic Samsung and required a lock pattern to unlock it, which was none other than the letter R. You'll see the specific dots. So if the player put the R in, they'll be faced with a video to watch and the music that's currently playing. So we'll watch the video.
You think yourself smart. You've solved my riddle so far. You realize the biggest riddle of all.
And I'll put the full video up on our YouTube page a bit later in the week. Let's fast forward. He has the key in his hand that he's playing with. He takes the key. Moves the bookshelf. And he's gone with the key. Now, one of the things he says is you have to read into it, which a lot of people start pouring through this massive book, mainly Reader's Digest, so nothing too important in there. But what they fail to think about is the fact that he went back behind here with the key. So if they get their fellow helper to help them out. Close the door. There's the key. Now, for those that were playing in teams of two and couldn't quite figure out how to get that back open again, without doing what I did, pulling the seat really far forward and pushing it, there was this fail-safe button here. And by pushing that, which I shall do now, multi-skilled, you can actually get back out. Come on through, and thus escape the elementary room. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. It's a simple room, but it did catch a few people out. And the record that stood for almost a year, if not longer, for getting the key in the fastest time was about 18 minutes. Well done, Reese. Well done, Nissa. They stumbled across this whilst searching and trying to solve the other puzzle. But the team that cracked it in a year from them, they actually did all of it, everything without a clue. So well done, guys. And now, back to the task at hand. I have to start rebuilding for a new room. See you later.